It looks like the Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury fight has been cancelled or postponed, the word they wanted to use. I read it in the Daily Mail and several other sources now. People are talking about it a lot on Twitter as well. Obviously, a lot of people that are close to this fight are, saying that it's been cancelled, even though it's not been confirmed yet. And usually, when something like this happens and all these different sources are saying the same thing, it's usually true. Usually, the next day, you probably get an announcement. So that's what we're probably going to hear tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very annoyed about this. Tyson pulling out 3 times now, is it? That's not a coincidence. He's only pulled out of a fight once before, and that was because his uncle was dying or he was in hospital. There was something seriously wrong with him anyway. I think it was a Ustinov fight. So with Tyson Fury, he's only pulled out a fight once before because of something serious, and now he's pulled out 3 times for the same fight. It's not an injury. I don't care if they say it's an injury. It's not an injury. It's either he's not got the motivation to train for boxing anymore, and he's thinking about retiring, which should be awful, or he's waiting for Vladimir Klitschko to get old. He's waiting for Vladimir Klitschko to get old to keep him inactive. And when you're at Vladimir Klitschko's age, if you're inactive for a long period of time, you're not testing your reflexes at the top level, you just can't keep them sharp. I mean, you're going to lose your performance. I mean, he is in that age, he's going to decline anyway now. And they're talking, even before this was postponed, if there was going to be another postponement, the fight would happen in March, which means Vladimir Klitschko will be 41 and will be inactive for, I don't know, what's that, 16 months, 18 months? That's serious. I mean, that's definitely going to affect his performance. I was very confident Vladimir Klitschko would win this rematch for quite a few reasons I've stated in a couple of videos now I've uploaded on YouTube. I mean, this isn't the first time that Vladimir tried to get rematches. He tried to get a rematch with Ross Purity, he refused. He tried to get a rematch with Corey Sanders, he refused. And Vladimir always seems to get the shitty end of the stick. He's always the one that gets blamed for it in the end. It's always his resume that gets talked down because of it, because he never rematched them and beat them in the rematch. And it's just happening again. And this is quite a serious one because it's the first time he's actually been outboxed before in the ring. They're seriously talking now about stripping Tyson Fury of his belts. They're talking about even splitting up the belts, separating them all, which should be the worst case scenario. It'd be a long time till we got another undisputed champion. That'd be years away now. And if the belts do get split up, then Vladimir's chance of being undisputed champion with all the belts is pretty much disintegrated into nothing. I mean, it took him 5-6 years to get all them belts. It took him a long time anyway, and they just have to do it all over again. Probably put him into retirement. Anyway, I hope Vladimir gets a chance to stay active and have a fight. For the belts or not for the belts, just to keep him active, keep him sharp for the Tyson Fury rematch. And if Tyson Fury does get stripped of the belts, I hope Vladimir Klitschko gets to rematch him anyway next year as soon as possible, just so we can get the fight going. But as much as I want to see this fight happen, it's been delayed for so long now that he has to have a warm-up, not quite a warm-up fight, but just a fight to keep him active. And if that pushes back the fight, which I doubt, there's Anthony Joshua's fighting in November. Has not got enough opponent yet. I'm sure all the sanctioning bodies would love it if Anthony Joshua had all the belts. So have him fight Vladimir Klitschko for the belts. At least if Vladimir wins that, he gets all his belts back, and then have a rematch against Tyson Fury later on. I'd be quite happy with that situation. Or anybody else. I mean, I doubt Eddie Hearns would take that fight. Sounds like Eddie Hearns doesn't even want Anthony Joshua fighting Ruiz or Ortiz. But I want all the belts to stay together. I want this rematch to happen. but I want Tyson Fury to be fighting the best Vladimir Klitschko when this fight does happen, so I want him to stay active. So that's all I've really got to say.